Welcome back to Views with Hughes and Jennifer News. This is Jerome Hughes, and the story of the hour, as I've said before, the ratings for X-Men 97 is not good for Disney Plus as well as Marvel. So let's get into it. Now, it's been confirmed, even by different YouTubers out there like WW Pro and everything, that the ratings aren't good. Matter of fact, in the last video, I shared with you all, when I talked about this topic on the last video, that, this didn't even make it onto the Nielsen or the Samba TV rating charts. Okay. Now, the fact of the matter is, if WW Pro talking about it now, and guess what? Turns out it was me as well as other blogs out there that were right about this show. So we're going to basically dive into this X-Men 97 situation a bit deeper. Now, y'all remember back when I was talking about this in April and everything, right? Well, since then, we've had like 5 episodes of X-Men 97 hit the different screens and stuff through Disney Plus. But despite all that airtime, it's like X-Men 97 is actually stuck in a rut when it comes to the Nielsen ratings. Now, those ratings that tell us how many people are actually watching. All right. And it's kind of sad to say, but X-Men 97 is not really lighting up the charts and stuff. Matter of fact, X-Men 97 is trailing behind Miss Marvel on Disney Plus, and that show was a bit of a blow to it. And get this, X-Men 97 is doing even worse than what If did. I mean, I expected it to do better than that, considering the fact that it had all the hype around it. So if we're actually looking at the Marvel lineup on Disney Plus, X-Men 97 is pretty much bringing up the rear. And when it comes to Nielsen, they're keeping track of all the minutes folks spend watching shows each week, and X-Men 97 isn't just getting the love. Like it's like it's struggling to find a place in the Marvel universe all over again. But yeah, like all that hype around it and everything with the showrunner and stuff who got going before it was released onto the streaming platform. Yeah, everyone's saying he said that he's going to go ahead stick closer to the 90s cartoon and the comics as much as possible and everything. But the fact of the matter is, a lot of people starting to see that they're introducing more woke elements to the show itself. And I also took a lot of heat for what I said in the first time I covered this topic. But now we're seeing here that, well, it's not really all that successful, despite all the, a lot of the positive reviews out there. And then also with people, putting out there saying good things about it too. But the fact of the matter is, X-Men 97 just can't even catch a break. Now, this time around, X-Men 97 is actually being overshadowed by Star Trek Discovery on Paramount Plus, which isn't as big as Disney Plus in terms of subscribers. Now, Star Trek Discovery season 5, is still in the thunder from X-Men 97, and guess what? It's actually the Star Trek Discovery's grand finale, the final season. Now for the week spanning on April 8th through April 14th, Star Trek Discovery actually dropped 3 episodes, actually racking up a total of runtime of 257 minutes. And mind you, that's on the top of all the Star Trek Discovery episodes from the previous seasons. But still, 257 minutes might not sound like a lot, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not exactly blowing the charts either. Okay. And if that wasn't enough, I'm gonna fill you in on the backstory. Now, before this, the Paramount show itself, there was another underdog series like Halo. Now, I wouldn't necessarily call that underdog because of the fact that at first it was some hype, but then after season 1, it was like a lot of disappointment, and then season 2 wasn't much better. Okay, but surprisingly, it managed to clinch a spot on the Nielsen charts, while poor X-Men 97 was actually left in the dust, not even making an appearance, as I reported on this last time I talked about the show. Now, that's a tough break for them, okay? Now, also, if you looked at the Samba TV charts and stuff, you'll see that X-Men 97, is nowhere to be seen also. And guess what? Like I said before, Disney got their hands in a pot over at Samba TV because they practically own it. Now, getting back into the nitty gritty and stuff, let's talk ratings. Netflix's Three Body Problem is actually holding steady at the number 10 spot on the Samba TV charts, while Disney's Woke Wish movie is still struggling to make waves, barely scraping by at number 8. And it looks like viewers aren't even quite feeling the magic with that one either. Okay, which is no surprise. But remember, don't forget about X-Men 97. It's not exactly setting the world on fire like we thought it might, okay? In fact, it's actually trailing behind Miss Marvel, like I said, which is already pulling in fewer viewers compared to other Marvel series. And after 5 episodes of both shows, Miss Marvel managed to claw its way into the Nielsen charts with a whopping 295 million minutes of watch time. I know all the shows I'm comparing X-Men 97 to, those are live action shows. X-Men 97 is an animation cartoon, okay? But the fact of the matter is they shouldn't have put out there all this hype and stuff as if it was live action, okay? But here's where it gets interesting. Which, if we're talking about rankings and stuff, Miss Marvel would have landed itself at the 9th spot of those charts last week, okay? And it didn't even make the cut to get onto the Nielsen charts. And X-Men 97 didn't even hit the 257 million minutes watch. On the other hand, Miss Marvel is actually comfortably sitting at 295 million, proving that they're the stronger contender right now. So it seems to me that not many folks are tuning in to watch X-Men 97 compared to, the other Marvel shows and everything. All right. And with that being said, it's the lowest rating to make it at 297 million minutes. But season 1 of What If had a whopping 258 million minutes watch, and which was enough to make it onto this week's Nielsen charts. But X-Men 97, like I said, didn't even make it onto the charts this week because it was off by 1 million minutes compared to What If. But remember when Variety and Disney actually boasted about X-Men 97 being the biggest Disney Plus premiere since What If season 1? Well, they never actually said X-Men 97 beat What If. And now, looking at these numbers, it's clear that it didn't. So when you actually look at what's buzzing on social media, assuming that it's not different bots and trolls, it's actually clear as day that people are saying that X-Men 97 is the cream of the crop when it comes to Marvel, standing shoulder to shoulder with Spider-Man No Way Home and Avengers Endgame. Yes, they're saying that this show is just as good as Avengers Endgame and Spider-Man No Way Home. But wait a minute, there's a twist. The ratings for X-Men 97 aren't even setting the world on fire right now, and there's several reasons why. First off, not everyone's actually jumping on the Disney Plus bandwagon, so that's already cutting down the potential audience because of the lackluster content, and it's turning away subscribers and stuff. Not to mention the different things going on with the Hulu deal on Disney Plus. And let's face it, it's a cartoon, not a live action extravaganza like the original X-Men series that had folks glued into their screens. And not just that, but the audience caught on to what Disney was trying to pull off by trying to make it like the original, and it failed. All right. And that's all that, despite the fact that millions tuned back in then. And guess what? Times have changed. But now here's where it gets real interesting. The lukewarm reception of X-Men 97 shines light on something bigger, where the fact that the cracks in both the Disney and the Marvel empires are being shown right now. Now, we've seen over the past few years that they've been putting out their different content that's been hitting more, giving more misses than hits. And it's not just with Marvel, but Star Wars as well. They've been feeling that heat too. Just go ahead. If you don't believe me, just go ahead and take a look at how Disney's been scaling back on both fronts, okay? But yeah, this isn't a good thing for Disney. I mean, it's nothing surprising to us because guess what? They're not really going to change much. They're going to say they are, but they're not going to put forth the action, But they're trying to, this is basically, unfortunately, one of the few successes of Marvel and stuff because it's just based on nostalgia, okay? Not because of the fact that it's actually good, but it's nostalgia based. They baited us into this, okay? But not only that, but also the character role, they're trying to make her into the enemy of Captain America instead of Captain Marvel for the upcoming plans for what they have for trying to set up for X-Men versus the Avengers. All right. Because that's not necessarily a good idea because of the fact that the Avengers that we knew and loved the most and stuff, they're not in the picture anymore. They're dead. All right. They're dead. If they want to do this, they should have done this years ago or before they even decided to make the decision to go ahead and kill off Tony Stark as well as Natasha Romanoff, as known as the Black Widow, or even Captain America. All right. Now, this isn't really getting any traction for Disney at all. All right. But they're also trying to go ahead and set up X-Men and versus the Avengers. So that way they'll go ahead and be able to sell toys. But the problem is today's generation, it's hard to get 5-year-olds through 10-year-olds to go ahead and start playing with toys more and everything because of the fact that they're all glued to their iPads or phones and stuff, or even other TV screens and stuff too. You know, paying attention to what's on YouTube and TikTok and everything. But they already said that it seemed like this show was already made for adults and stuff. How many kids are actually watching it? That's the bigger question. All right. But they've also already have toys out there on the shelves and stuff that's already on clearance and stuff from the X-Men 97 show. You know, where we've already seen the X-Men, the Wolverine claws and stuff on the shelves and stuff, and they're already on clearance. Okay. But the fact of the matter is, this show is doomed. The show's creator, he was already gone and stuff before the release of the show. And then, you know, now we see that they have a ratings problem right now. So Disney's in trouble and Marvel is in trouble also. So let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Do you think that, you know, this show is actually successful, or do you think it's another Kevin Feige flop? All right. Let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Also, be sure to include any additional thoughts you might have on this particular topic. If you enjoyed what I said in this video, go ahead, smash the like button, share far wide across social media. And if you haven't done so already and you enjoyed all the content I put out there, go ahead, subscribe to the channel, click the bell notification so that way you'll be notified of future uploads and updates. Until then, peace.